Well, today is reveal day and apartment tour day. Her theme is pops of color, and we certainly accomplished all of the pops of color. There's yellow and blue and green and coral and orange, but that's what she wanted, just several pops of color. As we start the tour, you guys know she's a puppy mom, so Dash is right here at the front door in his little playpen. Say hello, say welcome to our home. So I just decided to leave him here since this is where he'll hang out sometimes. And I, didn't want to remove his playpen for video purposes, so he's just gonna stay right there. It's his home anyway, so he can do that. Everything turned out so pretty. This is her beautiful photo gallery wall, and the idea that I had using the chains, those 3 chains that I hung at the very top of the wall, and I was able to hang picture frames on the actual chain, and it kind of saved us from putting quite as many holes in the wall. We still ended up putting more frames directly into the wall using the picture hangers, but the fact that we hung several on the chains, we didn't have to put quite as many holes in the wall. And sometimes you have to keep that in mind when you are renting. Now, as you come in her front door, you'll see this basket right here, and she too has a shoe-free home. So when she brings Dash in and out, she uses a cloth with some spray to wipe his paws. And she very conveniently can store these items right here inside this basket, along with his leash that she uses for him. And when she's done, she can just put everything back in there. And it's all tucked away, so you really don't notice that those items are right there inside that basket. And I tried to come up with creative ways to accommodate her lifestyle and make things easy for her. Now, as we move towards this back wall with the lamp, she wanted different kinds of lighting and different colors of lighting. But of course, we were on a very tight young adult budget, so we really couldn't do everything that we wanted to do. I stumbled across a light bulb. If you look at that lamp, the shade, you can kind of see the different colors on the shade. And it's a light bulb that looks like it's stained glass. So when that lamp is on, it does give it, a little different color or different colors. And it's more noticeable when all of the lights are off and it's pretty dim inside her apartment. Now you can see it just a little bit better since I clicked off the light. But it gives such a beautiful, colorful ambiance with this bulb. The piece of furniture that the lamp is sitting on was actually a piece that we had in our home, and I've had it for a few years, and I thought about getting rid of it. But I purchased this years ago from the Goodwill, and it's actually a king-size headboard, and I paid only $10 for it. So I thought it would be a very nice addition to her apartment. And this picture here is a picture of my dad and the newest addition to our family, Ruby Grace, my mom's namesake, and my sister-in-law, Samantha. She and her husband are freelance photographers in California, and she took that beautiful picture of my dad and Ruby Grace. Now back to this headboard piece. When I purchased it, we did paint it and made it look kind of rustic. And the little pieces at the bottom, the two dark pieces that you see on both ends, those are the areas where the holes were, where you would insert the bed railings into the headboard. So I went and picked up two plastic rulers from the Dollar General, and I just painted them brown. I glued them to the front of the furniture, and then added that bolt to make it, look more industrial. And it makes it look rustic as well and industrial. And we just added a couple of pictures to the side of it. I guess put pictures in a space that, you kind of least expect them, but they worked right there. So this was just it was a great addition to her home. And there's several pieces that were in our home that we gave her to put in her home, in hopes that it will also, because the pieces were familiar, just make her feel like she was more at home by having certain pieces that were originally ours. That's a beautiful silk magnolia tree, but it is also a dust collector. And the leaves were all the way down closer to the base of that tree. And I took my pliers and pruned one by one those magnolia leaves off of that tree. It was just too many. Just a dust collector. But I did save the leaves, and I think I'm going to try to do a DIY project, something for Christmas where I can use those leaves. So they'll definitely be put to good use. As we go back and focus on this beautiful wall, we have a thing for butterflies. Myself, my sister, my daughter, and my mom. And when we see butterflies, we all think of each other. And, the butterflies mean even more now that Mom has transitioned to heaven and is no longer with us. So when we see butterflies, we definitely think about Mom now. And speaking of Mom, that's a picture of my mom and my dad. So you will see butterflies here and there throughout my daughter's apartment. Didn't that TV stand turn out so pretty as well? Again, we decorated using items that were free, items from the Goodwill, from Family Dollar, from Dollar General, from Big Lots, and the Habitat Restore. And I was really wanting to show that you can decorate and have a beautiful home and not spend a lot of money, especially if you're in a situation where you really can't, maybe you can't afford to buy so many expensive pieces. Furniture can be expensive, decor can be expensive. And like I've stated before, everybody doesn't have the Pottery Barn or the Z Gallery or Pier 1 budget, because it can be quite pricey. But if you just are willing to take some time and maybe do some looking and some DIY projects yourself, you can come up with some very creative and nice decor. And what I like about doing a lot of the projects myself is that I have one-of-a-kind pieces that nobody in the world has. There's another butterfly. So it's all in how you put everything together. And I'm so proud of my daughter in that, she came up with her own budget and, was able to say, here, Mom, here's some money. Do what you want to do to decorate my place. Her budget was about $300. Now she believes, like the sign says, don't grow up, it's a trap. But I'm so proud of her. She's doing so well being an adult, as I tell her, doing grown people stuff. Adulting, as so many say. So as we move on to her bathroom, there's that trick of hanging the shower curtain pretty much as high as you can get it to help your ceilings look taller. And her ceilings are, kind of low. So what I did was layered the shower curtain. So there's actually 2 shower curtains because we used what we had. And I gave her several things out of one of our bathrooms from home. So those are some of the free items. And then there are some other items that you all see that I purchased from the Goodwill. And that's that $2 storage container that I was able to camouflage the areas that were cracked. And you never know. That little storage basket I got there, that was just only $1 from the Goodwill. There's another butterfly. As we move into her bedroom, she already had all of her furniture. She had her drapes and most of her decorative items. The only thing that we had to purchase in this room were just a couple of more decorative things from the Goodwill. The wrought iron pieces above her bed, we also had those items, but they were originally white. So I just painted them that blue color to coordinate with her color scheme. And I think that blue looks really pretty with the purple. You'll notice those purple string lights that are just strung across the floor. That's where she wanted those to kind of go behind her headboard. And if you look real close, do you spy another butterfly?